If you've ever been out looking for a Jeep and thought, man, I wish I could get this thing in a diesel, guess what? Now you can. For 2020, the Jeep Wrangler now comes with a 3-liter Ecodiesel engine. Welcome back to Real Steel Cars for all things automotive, whether it's news, trends, anything in between, doesn't matter. We're going to talk about it, so make sure you hit that subscribe button right now and the bell notification so you don't miss any new videos. Now, again, like I said, new for 2020, the Jeep Wrangler is getting a 3-liter Ecodiesel engine. Now, if that engine sounds familiar, it is the one that came out of the Ram 1500, but it's been redesigned. It has higher flowing heads and an optimized compression ratio, which will quiet the engine down a little bit so you don't get so much of that diesel chatter noise, although I know some people like that. But they do say it is a complete redesign from the Ecodiesel that was in the Ram. They didn't really go into specs, but they said it's more fuel efficient, more flow for better performance, and better off-road capability. So let's talk numbers. 260 horsepower and 442 pound-feet of torque. Now you get all that torque, peak torque, 442 pounds of it, between 1400 and 2800 RPM. That is incredible, especially if you're going to go rock crawling or any heavy off-roading. To have that much torque that low in the power band, you're not even going to need four-wheel low half the time. Who's going to need lockers when you have that much torque down low? Now, in order to handle all that extra torque, you are going to need a beefier transmission. So you are going to get a new 8 HP 75 8-speed TorqueFlite transmission. Now this transmission is been calibrated for low RPM shifts and has 40 different settings in it, 40 calibrations to optimize your off-road capability, your on-road performance, and your fuel economy. So let's talk about the off-road capability first, then we'll get into what it's going to cost you to get this diesel option. First thing I'll say is you can get the diesel engine in 3 Wrangler models: the Sport, the Sahara, and the Rubicon, all of which will come with heavy-duty Dana 44 axles. Obviously, with all that torque, you're not going to get those weak little stick axles you get that as soon as you put 35-inch tires on, they're snapping all the time. But yeah, you're going to get the heavy-duty Dana 44 axles with this, and you're going to get 2 different transfer case options depending on what model you get. The Sahara and Sport models will get the Command Track part-time 2-speed transfer case with a 2.72 to 1 low gear ratio. Now, if you opt for the Rubicon model, you will get a Rock Track transfer case with a 4 to 1 low gear ratio, which compared to the other transfer case that has a 2.72 to 1, this is pretty aggressive. But again, the Rubicon has always been a more aggressive model. That's the hardcore off-roader that you want if you're going to really tackle the tough stuff. Now, if you opt for the Ecodiesel, you will also get 373 rear gears standard. Now, I know in a Jeep Wrangler, 0 to 60 times are not really important, but since I have them, I'm going to give it to you. Car and Driver clocked the Ecodiesel Wrangler at a 0 to 60 of 6.7 seconds. Pretty good considering it is a Jeep and it is 4,875 pounds. Now, it's not the fastest Jeep they recorded, but they said the differences were so minuscule, it didn't matter. Because you're buying the Jeep for off-road, right? You want to climb the rocks, you want to go through the sands, you want to go through the dirt and the mud holes. So with 442 pound-feet of torque and a 4 to 1 gear ratio transfer case in the Rubicon, you'll have no problems. Now, although fuel economy has not been released yet, Car and Driver did take the Ecodiesel through a 700-mile road trip and said they averaged about 25 miles per gallon. That is up from the 20 or 21-ish they've gotten from the Pentastar V6. So how much is this Ecodiesel going to cost? Well, that's where you might want to sit down. The Ecodiesel engine alone is a $4,000 option. Now, also to get that Ecodiesel engine, you will need the upgraded transmission, which is also a standard $2,000 option. All in all, you're already up $6,000 in which to get the Ecodiesel motor. Is it worth it? That's up to you to decide. Leave your comments down below if it is. Now, that's just the engine and transmission. You put this entire package together with the heavy duty axles and everything else, you'll find the Sahara model with the Ecodiesel in the mid to upper $50,000 range. If you go for the Rubicon model, top of the line, get it all decked out, you're going to be in the mid $60,000 range for a Jeep Wrangler. That's a pretty hefty price tag to swallow. Now, if it's worth it to you, well, again, leave your comments down below and let me know. Personally, I'd probably go with a much cheaper Pentastar V6, save thousands of dollars and not worry too much if I beat it up on the trails. But that's just me. As much as I do love them, I'm not so sure I'd be comfortable taking a $65,000 Jeep out and beating it around the trails. But the benefits of that diesel off-roading are very apparent. So if you're a Jeep fan, whether or not you like the diesel doesn't matter. Drop a like on the video. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. Hopefully you enjoyed it. I enjoyed bringing it to you. If you're new here, I'm Kevin, and I'll catch you next time.